Alright, so an adult romantic shoujo with office workers touching on personal desires in a non-graphic way. That is the quickest and most basic way I can summarize this manga. It has sexual moments, deals with sexual desires, and the title is a suitable fetish. The series is still ongoing, and while I have seen listings say that there are close to 40 chapters, only the first 11 seem to be available so far, covered in 3 volumes, all of which are currently available for purchase. I've read the first 2 volumes, which cover 7 chapters, and I have to say the characters are genuinely well done. They feel like adults with believable desires and boundaries, not relying on the over-the-top kinks or fantasies that you will usually see in stories like this. They are fairly honest with one another, they are very accepting, and sometimes their clumsy ways of interacting make them feel so real and relatable, especially when the story focuses on much more mature topics. Personally, I don't really feel the need to continue the series. It's not one that I was completely hooked into, but I would not be opposed to doing so. Ratings are pretty okay. They are mostly floating between a 3 to 4 stars out of 5. Most comments I saw didn't like the awkwardness of the sexual moments. Personally, I like those moments because they did feel real. These are 2 people who have fetishes that they have not been able to explore, and they are trying it out with each other, but they do make mistakes. They both understand that they are experimenting, so the awkwardness is expected. I'll go ahead and go over the setup for the story, so if you don't want spoilers, now would be a good time to skip. Anyway, these are the main characters of the story. They work in an office together. He is the manager of her department, and we don't really know too much about him at first, but she, as we learn, has a more hypersexualized mind. She is thinking about sex a lot. One day, she notices him as she is leaving a love hotel. She is unsure if this will affect their work dynamic, as she doesn't really want people to know about this side of her, but he really doesn't care. After she resolves an issue at work and they are both on a trip for it where she continues to prove herself, he offers to return the favor. She thinks about it and asks him to perform a position from a book that she has always wanted to try. After discussing it back and forth, he agrees to give it some thought and let her know, and eventually he does say yes. A bit more spoilers here, but this book of positions is her fetish, and her previous boyfriend did not like it because it felt degrading to him. For the main character, he is fine with all of this because he is a masochist. He does keep that side of him secret from her for a good amount of time because he's not really one to open up and discuss that type of thing. They are able to experience their fetish with one another though for a good amount of time. One thing I really enjoy, something I feel is rare in these types of stories, this female character, she is very forward. She didn't beat around the bush. She told him, I want to do this position. Will you do it with me to pay me back? I get very tired of the meek, demure virgin female character, but I'm also not a fan of the overly aggressive one either, so I really did like her character. She was a very good middle ground. I also thought that his character was just fine. I typically do like the strict do your job manager character, but he also did have a more lax side, a more I don't care attitude as well, which I did enjoy both sides of him. Just as a last mention, like I said at the beginning, this is not graphic. There are some sex scenes here and there, but most of the time it's just a quick image that is not detailed, and some are censored in some way, like a flower petal covering the nipple area, or it's just not even drawn. In each volume so far, the main characters have had sex once in each. I think they did try another time as well, but it didn't work out. And it's not really shown except, like I said, a single image that's usually a thought or a flashback. So would I recommend a suitable fetish? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good read, but this isn't going to be for everyone. If you're expecting a spicy, exotic read, you might be disappointed with this one. This one doesn't shy away from the awkwardness. Not every attempt works out, but if you're interested in adult relationships, exploring different desires and kinks, this manga is definitely worth checking out. I may not continue it right away, but I probably would pick it up again in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. My name is Bean. Check out the description for links to this model and any images used. Okay, bye.